Reggie, I just sold my car online.
Let's go, Grandpa. Wait, you did?
Yep, on Carvana. Just put in the license plate, answered a few questions, got an offer in minutes. Easier than setting up that new digital picture frame.
You don't say.
Yeah, they're even picking it up tomorrow. Talk about fast.
Wow, way to go. So, about that picture frame.
Forget about it. Until Carvana makes one, I'm not interested.
Car selling made easy. On
Carvana.
pickup fees may apply.
An all-new season of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Mom Talk has just been blowing up.
Whitney and Jen are on Dancing with the Stars.
Taylor is a bachelorette.
Saying that out loud is crazy. Like, that is huge.
But all the cool opportunities could pull us apart.
It's causing issues in everyone's marriage.
My whole world is falling apart right now. It's chaos.
Watch the Hulu original series, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
Before we get into today's episode, I want to take a moment to talk about something that will stand out right away when you hear these calls. The audio you're going to hear, it comes from the 1990s, and a 911 center back then looked very different from the ones operating today. In modern dispatch centers, call takers sit in front of multiple computer monitors. They can see GPS locations from cell phones, maps that automatically plot the caller's address, and even real-time locations of police and fire units moving around the city. But in the early 90s, most of that simply didn't exist. Many dispatchers were still working with very basic computer systems, and some centers didn't have computers at all. Calls were sometimes written down on paper call cards before being passed to a radio dispatcher. Instead of clicking on a mouse or tapping on a touchscreen, dispatchers controlled radio channels using large consoles filled with switches, knobs, and buttons. We still had some of that when I started as a dispatcher in 2000. Caller location technology was also extremely limited. Landline phones might show an address, but if someone called from a cell phone, which were still pretty rare at the time, dispatchers often had no location information at all. There was no GPS tracking, no mapping software that would work with that, and definitely no smartphones. Even looking up information was different. Dispatchers relied on phone books, huge reverse number directories we called blue books, and city reference guides instead of search engines. So as you listen to these calls, keep in mind that the dispatchers handling them were working with far fewer technological tools than we have today, relying heavily on their training, their instincts, and sometimes their knowledge of the streets themselves. Welcome back to Music City 911. Before I play the calls and talk about the incidents, I have to give warning. They do involve kids, and they're pretty hard to listen to, both in the calls and the details about the incidents. But keep this in mind. This is a true crime show centered around 911 calls. There's crime. Some of it is really bad.
911, what is your emergency? Ma'am? What? Who did? Hang on. Hang on, ma'am. Medical emergency, 681 Eagle Drive. Ma'am, I'm trying to get an ambulance to you. Hang on a minute. What's going on, ma'am? Oh, my God! Medical emergency, 580 Attention, 901, medical emergency. Maybe after stabbing, 5801 Eagle Drive, by 238, Linda Benson, Louisville, coming out 232. Ma'am, who's there with you? Ma'am. What? Is there anybody in the house besides you and your children? My husband, he's right downstairs. He's helping me, but he's dying. Oh my God. Okay. How many little boys? Is it 2 boys? Okay, listen to me. Calm down. Calm. Go ahead. 5801 Eagle Drive. 5801 Eagle Drive. It's going to be a stabbing. When are they going to be here? Ma'am, they're on their way. Oh my God. Ma'am, how old are your boys? What? How old are your boys? No. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, calm down, can you? Your name, Darlie? Your husband, Darren? Yes, please. God, they're taking forever. There's nobody in your head. You don't know who this is? There's a knife. Don't touch anything. I already touched it. Pick it up. Who's out there? Anybody out there? I don't know. Okay, ma'am, listen. There's a police officer at your front door. Is your front door unlocked? Yes, ma'am. It's like the ambulance. Okay. It's very creepy. If I was getting here, they're just sad. My God, they're sad. Please. Okay, is 82 out on Eagle? Huh? What Eagle? My God, I'm sorry. 82, you out. Oh my God. Oh my God. Why would they do this? What do you say? Why would they do this? Okay, listen, ma'am. You need to let the officers in the front door, okay? What? Ma'am? What? You need to let the police officers in the front door. This guy's laying over there and I already picked it up. Okay, it's all right. It's okay. We got the prince, baby. Ma'am, hang on a second. We walked in here and did it, Darren. Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, is the police officer there? Okay, go talk to him, okay? Yes, that's okay. Go talk to him, though. Okay?
That call was extremely difficult to listen to in general and to understand what was being said. Keep in mind that back then, recordings weren't digital. They were recorded on tape, as in reel to reel. And to make the sound even worse, I'm pretty sure that one was a recording of the original recording that was played inside of a courtroom. I'll talk more about what happened in just a sec. A thoughtfully built wardrobe comes down to pieces that mix well and last. That's where Quince shines. Premium fabrics, considered design, and everyday essentials that feel effortless to wear and dependable even as the seasons change. Quince has the everyday essentials I love with quality that lasts. Lightweight cashmere sweaters, short sleeve Mongolian cashmere polos, linen bottoms and shorts, tees in 100% Pima cotton and European jersey linen. These are the versatile pieces that make a wardrobe actually work season to season. Quince works directly with top factories and cuts out middlemen. You're not paying for brand markup or fancy retail stores, just quality clothing. That cashmere polo, I wear it way more than I thought I would. It looks good, feels expensive, but it's actually affordable. Stop overcomplicating your wardrobe. You don't need a closet full of options. You need a few pieces that actually work. Right now, go to quince.com/MC901 for free shipping and 365-day returns. That's a full year to build your wardrobe and love it. And you will. Now available in Canada too. Don't keep settling for clothes that don't last. Go to QUINCE.com/MC911 for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/MC911.
Hey, do you have trouble sleeping? Then maybe you should check out the Sleepy Podcast. It's a show where I read old books in the public domain to help you get to sleep. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. Classic stories like A Tale of Two Cities, Pride and Prejudice, Winnie the Pooh, stories that are great for kids and adults alike. So whether you have a tough time snoozing or just like a good bedtime story, fluff up the cool side of your pillow and tune in to Sleepy. Unless you're driving, then please don't listen to Sleepy. Find Sleepy wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Sunday. Sweet dreams.
When beloved family patriarch Gary Ferris went missing, his family looked everywhere on their property until they came across something horrifying.
It's a homicide.
Absolutely. The blame game in this family went round and round. This is Blood is Thicker, the Ferris wheel.
Don't see how anyone can look at this story and think they were happy.
Follow and listen to Blood is Thicker, the Ferris wheel on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
When the frantic 911 call ended, first responders were already racing towards a quiet neighborhood in Rolette, Texas. It was the early morning hours of June 6, 1996. Inside the home on Eagle Drive, a scene of chaos awaited them. On the living room floor were two young boys, 6-year-old Devin Routier and his younger brother Damon, who had just turned 5. Both had suffered multiple stab wounds. Their mother, Darlie Routier, was also bleeding from cuts to her neck and arms. Paramedics rushed the boys to the hospital. Tragically, neither would survive. According to Darlie, the attack had come out of nowhere. She told police that she had fallen asleep downstairs on the couch with the two boys watching television. Sometime after 2:30 in the morning, she said she woke to the presence of an intruder in the house. She claimed the man had already attacked the children and then turned towards her. In her version of the event, the two struggled briefly before the man fled through the house and out the garage. She said he dropped the knife during the attack and escaped into the night. Upstairs in the home, her husband Darren had been sleeping with their infant son Drake. Neither of them heard the attack. At first glance, the crime appeared to be every parent's nightmare. A random home invasion that ended in tragedy. But almost immediately, investigators began noticing things that didn't seem to add up. Police quickly began searching the house and surrounding neighborhood for signs of forced entry. Darlie had told police that the attacker came in through the garage, possibly through a window screen. Officers did find a screen that had been cut, but according to investigators, something about it seemed unusual. The dust on the windowsill beneath the screen appeared largely undisturbed. Detectives believe that if someone had climbed through that window, there should have been signs of disruption in the debris. It raised the possibility that the screen had been cut after the fact. Inside the house, investigators focused on the kitchen. The knife used in the attack was recovered from the floor near the living room. It came from a knife block in the kitchen of the house. To detectives, that was another troubling detail. If this had been a random intruder entering a home to commit murder, why would he arrive unarmed and then choose a weapon from inside the house? And why would he leave it behind? Blood evidence also began to draw attention. Investigators found traces of Darlie's blood in the kitchen sink area. Prosecutors would later argue that this suggested someone had attempted to clean up before the 911 call was made. As the detectives continued their investigation, they began reconstructing what they believe happened that night. Their theory was dramatically different from the one Darlie had told. Prosecutors would later claim there had never been an intruder at all. Instead, they argued that the attack occurred entirely inside the home and that Darlie herself had stabbed the boys before inflicting superficial wounds on herself to stage the scene. The motive, they suggested, may have been tied to financial stress. Court records revealed that the Routier family had been struggling with debt. Their lifestyle included an expensive home, a new Jaguar, and other financial obligations that prosecutors claimed had begun to overwhelm them. Investigators never alleged a clear emotional motive for the killings. Instead, they focused heavily on the forensic evidence inside the house. But the investigation would take another controversial turn just days later. 8 days after the murders, family members gathered at the graves of Devin and Damon for what was meant to be a memorial. During the gathering, someone sprayed silly string all over the boys' graves while music played. Television cameras captured that moment. When that footage was later shown during Darlie's trial, prosecutors presented it as evidence that she was not grieving appropriately for the loss of her children. That video would become one of the most widely discussed elements of the entire case. Supporters of Darlie would later argue that the footage had been taken out of context. They claimed the full recording showed family members praying and mourning at the gravesite before the moment with the silly string. But by the time the trial began in 1997, public perception of the case had already begun to shift. The trial was moved away from Dallas to Kerr County, Texas, due to intense media coverage. During the trial, prosecutors presented their theory that the crime scene had been staged and that there had never been an intruder. They highlighted the lack of forced entry, the knife taken from the kitchen, and blood evidence inside the home that they believed contradicted Darlie's account. After deliberating for several hours, the jury returned with a verdict. Darlie Routier was found guilty of murdering her 5-year-old son, Damon. She was sentenced to death. She was never tried for the murder of her other son, Devin, though prosecutors alleged that she was responsible for both killings. Today, nearly 3 decades later, the case remains one of the most debated murder convictions in Texas. Darlie Routier continues to maintain her innocence from death row. Supporters argue that certain pieces of evidence, including unidentified fingerprints and questions about blood pattern analysis, deserve further examination. But the prosecutors still remain confident that the evidence presented at trial tells a clear story. A story that they believe began and ended inside the Routier home that morning in 1996.
How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many
discount.
discounts will you stack up? Tap the banner or visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Adobe Acrobat Studio, your new foundation. Use PDF spaces to generate a presentation. Grab your docs, your permits, your moves. AI levels up your pitch, gets it in a groove. Choose a template with your timeless cool. Come on now, let's flex those tools. Draft, design, deliver, make it sing. AI builds the deck so you can build that thing. Do that, do that, do that with Acrobat.
Learn more at adobe.com/do-that-with-Acrobat.
Well, slow down.
We were all shot and hold up.
Okay. Where are you at?
1201 East Amador, Las Cruces Bowl.
Las Cruces Bowl?
Yes.
Okay, and there were shots fired?
Yes. All of us were hurt.
Huh?
All of us were hurt. I think I'm the only one conscious.
All of you were hurt? Okay, we'll get an ambulance rolling.
Please.
Okay. What's your name?
Melissa Repass. Please hurry.
Okay, Melissa, we've got them dispatched. Did you see who did it?
No, sir. They told us all to get down. They shot me 5 times.
Okay. We'll get them rolling, Melissa. Just hang on. Take a deep breath. We've got patrol units en route. How many people are hurt?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 people are hurt?
Yes, I think.
7 subjects hurt. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, Melissa.
It hurts.
It hurts. Okay, Melissa, I've got an ambulance and I've got the police officers en route. They'll be with you just shortly.
Okay.
Okay? You didn't see what any of the men were wearing?
All of our money.
You didn't see what any kind of the men were wearing or anything?
No.
Nothing, huh? They just walked in?
Uh-huh.
Do you know if they were black men, white men?
One black man. They're both black.
2 black men?
Yeah.
Okay. No, they've left. 2 black male.
Please hurry.
Okay. It's okay, Melissa.
There's a fire, too.
There's a fire?
Right on the desk. They're going to burn us up.
Are the men still there?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. They put us in the office.
They put you in the office?
Yes, I need a fire engine, too. Please help me.
10-2. Okay, Melissa. She said they locked them in the office. She doesn't know if they're still there or not.
The door's open. There's a fire.
It's on Amador, yeah.
Please
Can you
help.
smell smoke, Melissa?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay.
Can I get the fire extinguisher?
Fire department, too?
Yes.
She says she smells smoke. They may have lit the building on fire.
No, it is on fire.
It is on fire.
It is.
Okay, Melissa.
Can I go get
Stand by utility 1.
Oh, ow.
Okay, Melissa, we've got them coming, hon. We've got them coming. Is somebody there?
Sorry, my mommy.
Okay, Melissa. There's a police officer there now, okay?
There is?
Yes, there is. He's going to try and find you.
We're in the office. Just tell
Stand by. I have 33 traffic.
God.
Okay.
I'm gonna die. I know I'm gonna
Hold on,
die.
Melissa. We've got the ambulance coming. They're just down the street. Huh? She advises all 7 are shot. They're injured. They're in the office. Where's the office at, Melissa?
In the door, in the front desk, and then you take a right, and we're right in the building.
Okay. She says you go in to the first desk, take a right, and they're right there at the office. Okay, I'm giving the directions on how to get to you, to the police officers that are there.
Oh, my God. Please help me.
We're helping you, Melissa. We've got them rolling. Okay? You got to be brave. Got to be strong now. Okay?
Oh, God. It's going to burn us right now.
Okay. Can you see flames?
Yes.
Okay.
It's burning us.
Okay.
Oh, I got bullets in my feet.
Okay.
The bullets in my head.
The bullets in your head, too?
I can't. None of them are talking. I'm still here.
Go ahead. I hear the officers telling you to get out. Get
I
out.
can't. There's somebody else.
Was that the police officer telling you to get out?
Yeah.
Then get out.
Okay.
Okay?
What you just heard was a 911 call placed on the morning of February 10th, 1990, from inside a bowling alley in Las Cruces, New Mexico. The caller was a 12-year-old girl named Melissa Repass. She had just been shot multiple times. Despite her injuries, she managed to reach a phone inside the building and call for help, telling the dispatcher that several people inside the bowling alley had been shot. That call came from a business known as Las Cruces Bowl, located on East Amador Avenue. One huge thing, and the most important thing, I've said over and over on this show: if you have to call 911, know your location. At 12 years old, Melissa knew not only the name of the place she was at, but the exact address. And this was after being shot 5 times. What unfolded there that morning would become one of the most brutal and mysterious crimes in the history of New Mexico. The bowling alley was just opening for the day. Inside the building were 7 people. The day manager, Stephanie Senac, was inside the office counting receipts from the previous night's business. Her 12-year-old daughter, Melissa, was there with her, along with Melissa's 13-year-old friend, Amy Hauser. In another part of the building, the cook, Ida Holguin, was preparing food for the day. Shortly after 8:20 that morning, 2 armed men entered the bowling alley through an unlocked door. One of the men was carrying a handgun chambered in .22 caliber, a very small caliber firearm. Despite the small size of the weapon, investigators would later determine that it was used to devastating effect. The suspects quickly confronted Ida in the kitchen area and forced her at gunpoint into the office where the others were already gathered. Inside the office, the gunman demanded money. Stephanie opened the safe and handed over several $1,000s in cash. At that point, the robbery could have ended, but instead, the situation continued to escalate. While the suspects were still inside the bowling alley, another employee arrived for work. 26-year-old mechanic Stephen Turan walked into the building. He had brought his 2 young daughters with him that morning because he couldn't find a babysitter. With him were 6-year-old Paula Hogwin and 2-year-old Valerie Turan. Unaware that the robbery was taking place, they walked directly into the office area. The gunman forced them into the same room as the others. Now 7 people were inside that office. According to detectives, the suspects ordered everyone to lie face down on the floor. What happened next was not a continuation of a robbery. It was an execution. One by one, the gunman began shooting the victims at close range. Many of them were shot multiple times. 7 people in total were struck by gunfire inside that small office. 4 victims died from their wounds that day. Stephen was killed. His 6-year-old stepdaughter, Paula, was also killed. 13-year-old Amy Hauser, the friend of the 911 caller, she was killed. And 2-year-old Valerie would later die from her injuries at the hospital. 3 others survived the attack, though they were all critically wounded. The cook, by the name of Ida, she and 12-year-old Melissa, they both survived. And the bowling alley manager, Stephanie, who was also Melissa's mother, she also survived the shooting initially. But the violence inside the office was not the last thing the suspects did before leaving. Investigators later determined that after the shooting, the attackers attempted to destroy evidence. Papers and materials inside the office were set on fire. You heard Melissa reporting the fire shortly after the shooting, adding another layer of chaos to the scene. Despite the attackers' attempt to destroy evidence, the fire had not spread far enough to conceal what had happened inside the building. Moments after the gunman fled the bowling alley, Melissa managed to reach a phone and dial 911. As I said before, she had been shot 5 times. Yet she was still able to tell the dispatcher that people inside the building had been shot and they needed help immediately. When police and paramedics arrived, they encountered one of the most disturbing crime scenes the city of Las Cruces had ever seen. 7 victims were found inside the office area of the bowling alley. Some of them were already dead, and the others were critically wounded. Emergency crews rushed the survivors to the hospital, and in the hours that followed, investigators began trying to piece together exactly what happened inside the building. The suspects had stolen somewhere between $4,000 and $5,000 from the safe, but the level of violence suggested that robbery alone may not have been the only motive. Police quickly began searching for the 2 gunmen. Witness descriptions helped police create composite sketches of the suspects. Unlike what Melissa said on the call, they were actually described as Hispanic males, both in their 20s, with one slightly taller than the other. Investigators over the years pursued thousands of leads. Roadblocks were set up. Federal investigators assisted in the case, and tips poured in from across the region. The case gained national attention and was featured on the television show Unsolved Mysteries, which reconstructed the events of that morning and broadcast the suspect descriptions to a nationwide audience. It was also featured 3 separate times on the program America's Most Wanted, where host John Walsh highlighted the case in hopes that someone watching might recognize the suspects or come forward with new information. But despite the national exposure and the thousands of tips generated by those broadcasts, the investigation never produced a definitive suspect. Years after the attack, the tragedy claimed another life. Stephanie, the bowling alley manager who survived the shooting that day, later died in 1999 from medical complications linked to the injuries she suffered from the attack. Her death brought the total number of victims killed in what is now called the Las Cruces Bowling Alley Massacre to 5. More than 3 decades later, the Las Cruces Bowling Alley Massacre remains one of the most infamous, unsolved crimes in the state of New Mexico. 5 people ultimately lost their lives. 2 others survived. And the 2 men responsible for the attack have never been identified. Man, the 90s. I know a lot, if not most of us, don't think that was that long ago. But I hate to break it to you. That was 3 decades ago. As Danny Glover said in Lethal Weapon, I'm getting too old for this shit. And that'll do it for this one. As always, follow the show on all social media, which are linked in the show notes. Go to patreon.com/MusicCity911 for ad-free episodes and bonus content. Most recently, a video of that crazy-ass pursuit from the last episode. And be ever so kind and leave a 5-star rating and review on whatever podcast app you're listening on. And speaking of that app, if you're a new listener or simply a casual listener, let's move this into a relationship. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Until next time, for Music City 911, I'm Brandon, and y'all have a good one.